In 3, 2, 1. I forgot what I was going to say.
I was waiting for, I was about to give you a drum roll.
I know, I was like,
yeah.
We're going to call this a soft intro. Welcome, everybody, back to the Hot Seat Podcast. We have our very, very good friends here. We're excited to actually start being able to have blended families scheduled out. So we got the infamous, the internationally known, we got Tony Tiff in the building.
Tiff and Tony.
I like
Tony.
Yeah.
Tiff and Tony.
Because we got to go all the way back to Double Take, internationally known Freddie Tiffany. So I just went with Tony Tiff.
Right. You did right.
Okay, TNT then. I'll stick with that.
TNT.
There you go. TNT.
Alrighty.
Well, thank you for having us.
We are so happy and excited to have y'all on for multiple reasons. So as you all out there in the universe know, and as the Goodmans are aware, this podcast is about blending families for the most part and transitions for a secondary topic. So we're going to talk to them about the blend of their family, which is actually quite unique. Because I remember when Tiffany and I met, when we got somewhat acquainted, I was asking all sorts of questions. So I'm so happy to have them on. So you guys tell us a little bit about yourselves individually, and then how you guys met.
Oh, you going? Well, I gotta go first.
You go first.
Okay, fine. Okay, well, about me. Shoot, where do I start, honey? I don't know. Okay, well, Tiffany Michelle. Okay, so that I think that I do have split personalities. Tiffany is the nice sweetie pie that will love you to death. And then, everybody has that edge. And Michelle is like cutthroat. That's not the one you want to mess with. You don't want to make her mad. When Tiffany is a hug, whoop, Michelle gonna pop in. Tiffany's like the good little angel on this shoulder, and Michelle's like, forget that angel over there. You better get her. Like she's the great one. So, but I'm a small little something, but big things come in small packages. So I am full of personality. I empower women all day, every day. I'm so here for girl power, just encouraging us, especially us chocolate folks, you know what I'm saying? So I love everything about us. I am a kid at heart. I'm never gonna grow up. I think that's why God gave me this baby face, so I don't have to grow up. So everybody thinks I'm younger than I am. So super excited to turn the big 4-0 this year. So, I'm gonna just dust my shoulder off. I live my life by my own standards. I have a very unorthodox life on how I got to this point. It's not the sweet go to high school, go to college, then meet the boy, then have the family. No, that didn't work for me. So I just enjoy creating my own lane, staying in my own lane, but definitely not stepping on anybody to get to where I am. Definitely trying to pull people up as I go. So that's me. I'll let Tony tell about him, and I want to see his interpretation of how we met. So I'm excited about that.
The hot seat begins.
The hot seat.
The hot seat.
My name is Tony Goodman. I'm a Southern boy. Grew up in the South. Came here when I was like 23 years old.
To
Cali. I'm a guy that loves to joke, love to laugh. I coach, I love sports, War Eagle. And I love Tiffany. And my family, you know what I'm saying? But the way me and Tiffany met was I was a young, out of control little kid. And my mom, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So my mom,
the player.
Yeah, my mom gave me like a ultimatum and said, hey, you need to get a job. And I get a job where? She you're gonna work at Walmart. I said, so you can be my boss? Nah. So I got the job at Walmart, and one night I just walking, not doing nothing, just chilling, mingling,
Right.
that's what they call it. And I saw and I saw this little chunky thing in the clothing area. You know what I'm saying? She turned around, saw her face, so I turned around and looked back, said, "Oh, I'm gonna go holler at her. She new face, ain't never seen her around here, So I went to go holler at her and say, "Hey, what's your name?" So she got this attitude. "What's your name?" I said, "You got a boyfriend?" "No." I said, "Oh, snap. Let me get your number. So she played hardball, played hardball.
I was about to say, did I give it to you?
No, she didn't give me a number. She played, and she was working at customer service. So I just go to the customer service desk every day and just try to get her like, "Hey, man, you gonna let me take you out to dinner?" You know what I'm saying? "Where we gonna go, boy?" Because she loved to eat. At the time, she loved to eat.
I was chunky then.
So I took her to this spot called Mr. Wayne's, and she was amazed by the people at Mr. Wayne's know me. You know what I'm saying? They're like, "Hey, Tony, hey, where do you got your girl with you?"
It was very cute because we
it
were like
was
the
something
only
different.
ones there, so it felt like he had closed it down for me, and I was like, "This is kind of weird."
Oh, look at that.
So he actually was in Birmingham, and I was living in Tuscaloosa at the time because my mom moved us to Alabama when I was like 12 years old. And then I went to high school in Tuscaloosa and moved to Birmingham. So I was brand new to Birmingham, got transferred from the Tuscaloosa Walmart to the Birmingham Walmart. And that's where we met for sure. And I was like, thinking about him. You can tell he was a playboy, and I was new to the city. I don't got time for these Birmingham boys. Don't got time, buddy. So yeah, that was how we met. And our first date was cute because I was playing hardball. He would come to the customer service desk, bring me flowers. The girls would be like, "Oh, he really like you. He like you. He didn't do that for me." So finally, he got me out on a date. But I don't know. I think our relationship blossomed because I gave him a hard time, and I think we started off as a couple for a hot minute, or no?
We used to hang out.
I was gonna say we dated. We did. I don't feel like we
was a
dated. Couple. No, none of that kind of dating. None of that like dating, but just going on dates, like, and just hanging out, honestly, because that's what we became very good friends. Like, we would just kick it at the park. He would tell me about his day. I would tell him about my day, and we would literally just kick it like we were buddies.
Yeah, like talk all night, like sit in the park and just chill and just talk.
I knew he wanted to date me, but I was like, he's 2 years younger than me. So I was like, I'm not dating that young boy. I can't do nothing with that young thing. So for the longest time. And then we kind of like stopped talking. I was kind of mean to him. I think the Michelle came out because I made a request. I was so used to him spoiling me with flowers or anything that I asked. So this one time he was just like, I'm not giving her what she asked for. And I was like, oh no, he didn't. What'd I do?
She kind of dismissed me, but at the time though, the reason we kind of fell off because she had a boyfriend on the side.
I did not.
Well, I'm saying a friend with benefits.
I won't deny that. I had what we called a cut buddy.
Cut buddy. What do you want to call a cut buddy? Because if she gonna tell the story, let's tell it right.
Right. But
I came to visit her one night. Me and my best friend, Will, rest in peace. We sit up in there because she had a roommate, which is my good friend too, Shonda. Yeah, they were good friends, and we chill in the house. So we started knocking on the door, and I'm like, "Man, who was that?" Like 10:30. Knocking on the door 10:30. So it was her cut buddy. He came in the house looking crazy, and he went straight to the back room. I'm like, "What is this?" You know what I'm saying? Like, "Man, you playing me? Like, what's up?" So in the back of my head, I was a little hot boy at the time. I was like, "Man, should I say that? Should I say it?"
You skipped the part.
Excuse me.
So don't be skipping parts.
Man,
say it.
It got kind of ugly. You know what I'm saying?
It did get ugly. It got very ugly. Michelle came out, wrote him a nasty letter. So I wasn't the crazy young crazy girl who would like slash tires or anything or like key your car. Because I'm very good with my words, baby. I can cut you with my words and don't gotta use no whipping, okay? So I wrote him this long little nasty letter and left it on his car because he didn't give me what I wanted. And we kind of fell out for how long?
About 3 years. Like we had no contact, no nothing.
But our mutual friend would always let us know how the other person was doing. And then I invited him. So I had a 25th birthday party before I moved back to California. Like this last little hoorah with all my friends. So I really wanted him to be there, and he stood me up. He didn't even come.
Yeah, I didn't come. I told I was coming, but I chose to do something else instead of coming to see her.
Something else or somebody else?
A little both.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure to put that out there, and we're gonna be truthful now.
All right. Okay.
So yeah, that's how we met, and then broke up. Like didn't talk for a long time, and then I moved to California. I had just had the twins.
Yep,
just had the twins. Moved to California, and then our mutual friend was like, "Oh, have you talked to Tony? He left Walmart. He's doing good. He's doing this. He got a new phone number because I still had his number, and I would occasionally call, but." You know, back in them days, we didn't have cell phones, honey. It was like his sister would answer the phone. Well, no, this was before that.
The house phone.
Yeah, his sister would answer the house phone. I would call. He ain't here, click. Like, no time for a message, no nothing. So we kind of lost touch, and then that mutual friend got us back into connection with each other, and then, you know, it's history from there. He came to visit in what, 07?
06.
06. Was it 06?
06.
Dang. Okay. So yeah. So because we met in 2001.
Oh.
And then
I was fresh out of high school.
Yeah, he came to visit in California in July. I remember that July in 06. And then that was the first time we went past friendship into something else. So
yeah, because I ain't come out with for nothing.
that's what my aunt said. I know you ain't come all the way up here for nothing. So he finally got my goodies. And I was like, you gotta be my boyfriend now.
That's a lot of air miles. miles.
You gotta be my boyfriend now, honey. There ain't no more friendship. And then he moved back in September and he's been in California ever since. So that's how we met. So yeah. And now we don't know the story. Like we know of you guys through, you know, the church lifestyle. But how did you? And I'm assuming that you guys met. Look, he leaving. Don't be leaving. I'm assuming that you guys met at church, through church, probably neighborhood, whatever. But I've never heard the story.
Right. So it's a long progression to get to the point we are now.
It got a little hot. I had to cool off.
Yeah, the hot seat got hot.
How honest do we want to be?
We'll just be completely honest.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you hear that? She had what'd you say? A cut buddy.
Yeah,
I mean,
hey, that's the truth. I'm gonna live my truth, baby. That's what it was.
Once that's been introduced, you can't really scale back the honesty. I mean,
right. I opened the door. The floodgates is open, honey.
This is much needed because we've known each other for a minute, but we've never talked to this depth.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. I did not know that you were 2 years older than Tony. I'm 2 years older than Floydell.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We like.
I mean, he
maturity.
has more gray hair and he's taller, so it's really difficult to tell, but I am actually older.
I didn't know that.
Same here.
Yeah. You got more gray hair than me.
Nah.
Yes, you do, boo. You got one right here.
Yeah, I'm afraid it's gonna come down here. As long as it stay up here, I'm good.
Yeah, that's so weird. He doesn't have any in the beard.
Solid.
Tony's be turning like red. I'm like, are you a Cherokee and you didn't tell me? I need to do a DNA on you, buddy.
There's a little Irish in your blood.
Something. I need that DNA breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
But she first caught my attention in 1999.
Oh my.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Oh,
almost
yeah.
99. Am I sure?
I
know.
I just like
He's like, I know.
I would know. You wouldn't pay no attention.
I had to think
Right.
about how old I was to be like, oh yeah, okay. That's
Yeah,
all.
we have moved. My family had moved to the desert in 98, I believe it was, summer of 98. And so I first saw her in 1999. It was after the, I guess you can call it installation of when you actually get a godparent.
Mhm.
So
Oh yeah.
that's when I first noticed her from that moment.
Why? I don't know, because I was 10 and trust me, there was nothing to notice. Just gonna throw it out there. There was nothing to notice.
No,
Sometimes
sometimes
it's just there.
Yeah, but it didn't grow into anything until it got closer to like preteens. So like 3-4 years later, for me, still wasn't paying no attention, but it's all good.
It's not that I wasn't paying attention. It's that you hadn't captured that type of attention because I knew who you were.
Oh my God.
Okay, so wait a minute. So when did Akoya meet Flanell? Okay, because when did Akoya decide she was interested?
I met him at the same time, but it was, it was a friend, acquaintance. Hi, nice to meet you. Other very tall person. And then that was it.
I've always been the tallest one, but her wall was so tall, it was ridiculous in between the both of us. I made it so clear. Talking about Tiffany writing a nice little note. Well, hers was nasty, but mine was nice. And it was.
Yeah, he actually did write me a letter. I still have it too. But he actually wrote a letter. He was rejected even still. But he wrote a letter. It was really nice.
I rejected it.
But I kept it, right?
Right. That's matter.
Yeah, that's cute.
How many of the others did you keep?
There were no others.
Oh, okay.
There were other letters, but none that were kept. So no, so we met each other at the same time. It's just that type of notice was definitely a year's gap between.
Okay, so what was the pivotal point in this friendship? Because I think for me, it was, I actually started talking to Tony when we connected back in April. Our mutual friend connected us. And back then, when we had those little chirp phones, you click it and it's like chirp, chirp. And then that's how you know somebody's calling. So that's what he had at the moment. And I had just moved to California. I was working at night shift at Target. And I ended up getting me one of those chirps so I could talk to him. And then he would put the minutes on there. And I'm at Target and I happened to go out with a girlfriend at Target. And I'm like, she's like, all right, what is up with you? I said, I think I'm falling in love with one of my friends. And she was like, what do you mean? I said, I don't know. I think I'm starting to like fall in love with him. Right. And she's like, oh my gosh. I was like, but what does that feel like? And she's like, if you gotta ask, she's like, you talk to him like nonstop. So I think that's what it is. But it was so funny because in the beginning, Tony was more interested in me, but because of that nasty letter, I don't think he was really studying me like that. But he was still a sweetheart and I still had his heart. So that's why we still communicated. But when I started falling in love, because I'm pretty sure I said I love you first. And when I told him, he was just like, nah. And I was, because I told him, I was like, I think I'm falling in love with you. And he was like, nah. So for me, it was just seeing him mature. And then I guess I was in a different headspace as well. I was a little more mature. I was ready for something different. And, he was, because I was still that friend to him. Like we were talking, I knew I was falling in love with him, but he would be at the club because Alabama has a two-hour time difference. So he's leaving the club and I'm at work working and chirp, chirp, he'll call me. And so he tells me about this girl he takes her to McDonald's after the club. Like they about to go somewhere and do who knows what. And he tells me how the boyfriend of the girl like pops out at the McDonald's. And I'm like, see, that's what you get. Mess with them scallywags. And so it was like like a friendship where we could talk about anything. So I feel like that's really what strengthened our bond. Like, and sometimes I tell him, like, I think we forget to be like romantic and
that we still stuck in like the friend zone.
I said, but we be in friend mode too long. Like we play with each other a lot. And I'm like, okay, husband and wife time, honey.
But which is a good thing. I think us being friends in the beginning kind of like made us closer where we at now,
Yeah, we're unafraid. We're not afraid to talk about stuff, even if it is the hard stuff, and even if he get on my nerves or if I get on his nerves, I'm gonna edge and be like, "You ready? You done having the attitude? Like I don't, I'm not afraid to get in his face and like push those boundaries because it's like we was friends first, bro. You better talk to me about this."
Right.
That's the perfect balance, though. That's the perfect balance I think that you want in the marriage. Not balancing good and bad, but husband and wife and friendship, trying to keep that balance going.
Exactly.
Exactly. Fun.
I'm glad that that's our only struggle because it could be worse.
Yeah, it could be worse.
Right? Yes, Sequoia, honey. So,
is that a transition?
What? No, that was
okay.
Yeah.
The word right there. She understood.
Yeah, we got it.
I'll let you answer the question then.
So the first inclination was actually we went to my senior homecoming together. And that's when it was like, this could be a possibility. But it didn't really progress to anything else.
I was a baller that year. It was like, oh, you got the senior.
Yeah.
It's just like, how you do that? I'm like, she came to me, man. I didn't do nothing. About time.
But yeah, so and that of course is always a topic of discussion for the two of us because his whole thing is, well, you said that we would probably go to the prom together, so I had this big elaborate thing. I'm like, yeah, I said that was a possibility. I didn't say it was absolutely gonna definitely happen, so you should have shot your shot when you had the chance, which that didn't happen. So
there's a reason.
That's why
that whole wall is up. She was talking about another guy the whole time.
That's what he said. I honestly don't remember.
Oh, he writes such these beautiful poems. I'm like, oh.
But then, I'm like, you never said anything. Like, you just listen. Like, oh, okay. So, so we're in the friend zone. It doesn't seem like we're getting out of the friend zone. So we're friends. Okay, got it. Then that's
all your fault.
That's all. But then, like I said, he is younger, so he was shy and he wasn't really sure and yada, 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 yada. I was like, all right.
And it's her night. So I'm not finna be like, I'm not finna boss up in no form or fashion. I'm just gonna be there.
Okay.
Already young, just shot opportunity.
Thank you. That's when you boss up. We're not talking about him anymore. Like, one-liner. All you needed was a one-liner. But anyways, so after that, we just
was unpracticed. I didn't know.
After that, we continue on with life. He ends up leaving for school, for college after high school. I'm already at like COD out in the desert. And he's gone. So it wasn't until he actually came back, which by that time y'all were there. So when he came back to the church, back to Second, and started working with the trustees and all that stuff, and roped us into it, Tiffany.
Right.
It was part of his plan. He admitted to it afterwards.
Of course you gotta go afterwards. You gotta make sure you achieve that
the plan be going first.
So because of that, we were spending a lot more time together. We did a lot more talking because I was a secretary and he was kind of divvying out, well, this is what we need to do, and well, with this person, that all this stuff. So we were talking a lot, and then we would have to, or not necessarily have to, but we would end up going like to eat after church to talk more about that stuff. And then of course we would end up talking about just life. And so it just kind of kept progressing and progressing.
Oh yeah, he's like, thank you. It had a goal, honey.
Yeah.
Rambling.
Was it? I think we were in the kitchen cleaning out like the cabinets or something to get rid of old stuff. And that's when he was telling me like, well, I mean, I wanted you to be part of the trustees because, you deal with the youth and that's the next generation. So they should be taught and yada, yada. He's like, but then also there was a small bit of that just for me. I was like,
I knew it. I could feel it.
Yeah.
I remember when we went to that conference, I was like, I said, because everybody else was wondering. And I'm like, well, if they are, it's their business. Like, I don't know why you guys got to be in their business. But I felt like, I was like,
talking about Star Church?
In love with you. Huh?
You talking about Star Church?
Yeah.
I was like, what conference did we go to?
Yeah, when we went to that conference, I was like, I think they falling in love with each other. I think I see it. I sees it. I was seeing it.
But yeah, so that's kind of how it started. And then we ended up having, one of many of our late night long conversations about how neither one of us was ever going to get married because I don't think that I'm the marrying type. Like, I don't think that's part of my plan that God has for me. And he concurred for himself, but told me I was being selfish. Mm-hmm. I was like, well, then you're being selfish. Because you said the same thing I did. So we're being selfish.
No, she was being selfish because that's closing the door on me. You better open that door back up.
But yeah, so, and then after that, like you said, just constant communication, friendship built, and then
helping her through her situationship.
Yeah.
Hey, it'd be like that sometimes.
Situation. Yeah, but again, he had ulterior motives.
Hey, sometimes you gotta work it out.
Helping me with my situation.
It was still good advice.
No, it was good advice, but still ulterior motives.
But good advice.
But good advice.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm glad I heard the story because I didn't know.
Am I missing something? You're more than welcome to chime on in.
No, if that's all you want to tell, that's fine.
What is she missing, honey, that I need to know?
Huh?
I said, what is she missing that I need to know?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
she skipped over this very long conversation that we had that extended until 4:00 in the morning.
Well, I said one of our very many I don't remember exactly what that conversation is about because we would be on the phone sometimes for like 6 hours. And then sometimes like after we finish doing whatever our church stuff is, we're outside in the car talking for 4 hours. So like, I don't remember what each and every conversation was about.
Okay, so who said I love you first?
Mm-mm. I showed I love you first.
No, you said it first.
When?
It was in your one upstairs. We were sitting on the couch and I didn't say anything. I was just like, okay. I didn't accept it fully because it had been so many years and I'm just like, you just saying something.
No.
You did say it first.
I did, but no, because on the end of that, I love you. That it wasn't just a I love you. It was an I love you. You're my best friend. Thank you.
But you still said it first.
But it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. Like I said, and then that was like I said, that was before the more developed feeling. So that's why I said I showed I love you first, but I didn't give an I love you.
So that was before or after the Jeep incident?
That was after the Jeep incident.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, wait a minute. What is the Jeep incident? What I'm missing?
That's a definite off-camera conversation.
Okay, well, you better fill me in since you gotta go to dinner for that one, okay?
That'll be after this.
Okay. The recap.
Right. Yeah, no, it was after that, but
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like I said, I definitely showed I love you first because even like people that were out here that he was more so around that like I was getting to know, they could apparently tell.
Oh yeah, they
so
were telling.
That's what I'm saying. Like I definitely showed it first. I'm very into, action speak. So I showed it first, but as far as actually verbalizing the words, I don't think that I said it.
Oh.
He's like, okay.
Not first.
He felt it, so that's all that matters.
Well, I don't know if he felt it. He's pretty stubborn, very stubborn, very, very set in his ways. So
I was gonna say, I got that for sure.
Yeah. But yeah. So, is there anything else?
No,
Did I skip anything?
No, just after that, there was a real hard truth conversation that had to be had before we even went to the next level, which caused a lot of fear from me because I had the voice that there were other people and interactions that were happening, and that I had a Rolodex I had to get rid of.
The wall when we went to Wahlburgers or whatever.
Oh, wait a minute! One of the people your Rolodex popped up on y'all or what?
No, I know what you're talking about, but I'm asking like when.
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember. We were in the Jeep when I said there was people I needed to.
Yeah, that was when we went to Wahlburgers.
Oh, okay.
I think that's
it
how
might
you
have
say
been
it.
Wahlburgers.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, that.
Yeah. Then I hit her with another truth, and I'm like, oh dang, she walking out the door.
That one, yeah, that second one. Oh, well, okay. So the first one.
I was about to say, fill me in.
I know, right? We're giving you bits and pieces. No, so the first truth, like I said, we went to Wahlburgers. So one of his favorite things is to take me places to eat that I've never eaten with food that I wouldn't necessarily try because I don't do that. Right. So we went to Wahlburgers and he had burger and I had some like burger salad thing. It actually was pretty good. It was too much, but it was pretty good. And so, of course, after we eat and I'm all nice and full and semi-sleepy, okay, car ride home. So he's developed, being out in school, he's developed, like his circle of friends, which are all females, except like 2 men. Yeah, I know, right, Tiffany? So right. There's like 2 guys, but they're all just friends. So I'm like, okay, did they start as friends? Are they just friends now? Like, you're a guy and you were away for school. So let's be honest here. So of course, like he gives me like the 4, well, this person and then this person and then this person. And then I'm like, okay. I'm like, and you're telling me all of this, why? I mean, besides the fact that I'm your friend and I want to know, why would you be sharing this with me? And so he's like, well, I'm just letting you know, like, I forget how you put it, something to the effect of like, there are a few question marks, like possibilities that I have to let know, like they are no longer a possibility.
Yeah.
Okay. But are you maintaining the friendship with that? You know me. I would have a follow-up question.
Right. Like, wait a minute, we follow up.
Yeah, I'm like, how exactly? He's like, why? I mean, I don't know. Depends on how they take it and everything. I'm like, okay, we'll see about the rest of that. And then, so yeah, that was the first one.
Making my move, you guys, making my moves.
It actually didn't. That conversation wasn't that bad. Of course, I didn't have a full, complete understanding either, but that conversation wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
So the second, you can share that second.
I'm not sharing that one. I'm sharing the other one. The other one was I actually brought one of the people.
No. Don't share that one. Share the other one.
I can see we're gonna have an after tea, okay?
Share the one before that one.
I was wild. I don't know how she's still here. I'm blessed. So
Blessed.
World.
Yeah.
Blessed.
Proof that there is a God.
Right.
Yep.
No, you can share the other one.
I'm not sharing the other one.
Why not?
I ended up telling her, she broke down as she was going to leave.
You ended up telling who?
You.
What?
There was somebody else.
That there was somebody else.
Yeah.
There was somebody else.
As Tiffany, there was somebody else.
You know.
Cuddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Friends with benefits.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But now I think about it, I don't even know if that was a good friend though. So I don't know. Person with benefits. I don't know.
Yeah. I was like, I can't even look at you right now. So
Mm-hmm. And this is one of the visits when she came out to LA. And I was just like, I gotta be honest.
I was like, good thing I always have a hotel room. I don't have to look at you.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, so that one was I was like, again, why are you telling me this? Like, we were at such a great place.
Yeah.
I think it was like just in case someone else says something, so it's not like I'm hearing it from somebody else. I'm just
That's really what it was.
So it's like,
I was gonna say, I'd rather know. Like, I might be mad for a few minutes.
Right.
Yeah, it was getting too close, and I'm like, these are my confessions.
Yeah. With the usher on you.
With the usher, yeah.
Yeah. So that was that one, and then the other one, we'll mesh that into the Jeep conversation for later.
Okay, I can wait.
But yeah, so got over those hurdles, and then just kind of kept going. Surprise proposal on a cruise.
I know, that was so cute.
Awesome.
I was honestly upset.
Why?
Because we had a specific conversation and it was like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm like, okay, because like people have been talking. I'm just making sure. No, he lied to my face.
But it was like not like a.
It was a lie.
It was like a hidden agenda, kind of secret.
Right, a secret.
So that was cute though. Why were y'all mad?
No, he was fine. I wasn't.
So you guys had that conversation, like, okay, are we gonna get married? Because when we had that conversation, Tony feels like I gave him an ultimatum, and I don't feel like it was an ultimatum. I was just letting you know where I stood, because I'm not gonna be in no relationship, nobody playing house if we not going past 5 years and gonna make a commitment to one another.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like is that an ultimatum?
It sounds like an ultimatum.
No, because I told him, like, Ray's dad, we were together for 5 years. My situationship was like almost 3 years. I was like, I'm not getting younger. I'm not going to just be wasting time waiting.
Exactly. And that's how I felt. It's like, look, if we're going to put in the work and do all the fixings, it's either, bro, we're going to go past this line or we not. Like, don't be wasting my time. Either I got to create something new with somebody else because you ain't ready to take it there. I was just telling you where I stood. I didn't mean for it to feel like an ultimatum, but he said I gave him an ultimatum.
It was a real preparation thing for me because I have 2 mothers of my children, and so I wasn't trying to I don't know, end up with another failed attempt at building a family, and being so used to just me and the kids focused that it's quite a, I guess you could say, it's a challenge. It was a challenge for me to be able to be it more of a us thing even before we got married, because I was really a father and kids type of person, and then all the other stuff is just I'm just being me. I'm single. I'm do what I want when I want to do it. So it was a lot of that, and past hurt and stuff that keeps the guard up. But at a point, I even said it during our proposal. At a point, it's like you start making up tests to try to push somebody away and see if they can deal with that or deal with this, to the point where they still standing there. And I done said, when we get off camera, you're gonna hear the foolishness I done did. You still here? So it's just like, you, at this point, you're not gonna go anywhere. This is the person that's for me. So stop playing around.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
I'm wasting her time.
Yeah.
Pop that question.
And the whole group of people out here in LA that've been telling me over and over again, a few people in the desert, some people gossiping and suspicious about it, you know, so there's all these different people, and it's just like, yeah,
why not?
I had to go, exactly, and I had to go back to 1999. I'm like, all this time.
Sometimes we can't see what's for us when it's right in front of us.
Yeah, so, you know, had to make the move.
He wasn't for me then. He was for me,
you know,
a few years later. That's all.
And that's something we talk about. Like, what if in high school, what would have happened? So it's an interesting conversation.
I think we'd have like 7 kids. I'm not.
Are you
I'm
okay?
not even kidding.
Look,
That's
I'm gearing off since you said that. Are you guys gonna have more kids?
Nope, we're not going there. So no, I don't want to get off topic. That's why I just don't want to get off topic.
Fine.
We can absolutely talk about that later, but I don't want to get off topic. So, like I said, this podcast is about blending families and it's about transition. So obviously there was a very big transition because you mentioned, oh, that was, you know, right after I had the twins.
Yeah.
Who I love so much. And I can't believe, oh my God, they're so big. I'm just like, why?
Right.
Anyway.
Everyone is you guys. You guys are short.
Anyway. No, I mean, like, Kobe's voice is deep. Who said that was allowed to happen? And Jada looks like a
model.
Who said that she's allowed to do that?
America's next top model for sure.
I was like, what happened to my little helpers in children's church and the squeaky voices and the Miss Aquia? Like what?
The list.
Yeah, remember Kobe's little list? Ma, I like that class.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's over.
What happened?
Girl, time
about to get put out.
Get away.
The countdown.
Hey.
But my question to you, Tony, like what was your mind frame with that, knowing that they're twins on the way, and she is in your heart, but knowing that she doesn't come by herself?
Man, be honest, it was hard. It was hard because it was like that's one reason I didn't go to a party, because I knew that she just had babies, and I knew the dude. Like I know the guy. I know the guy that was a friend. You know what I'm saying? Me and him, we never like we never was cool with each other. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I think I knew more of him than he knew of me. You know what I'm saying? The only thing he probably knew about me was I was from Birmingham and he from Tuscaloosa. But
he knew you was a threat and he didn't know why you was a threat.
Yeah, but I think the thing is with that is that I'm glad I came in as there was babies. Yeah. I think if I ain't come in as there were babies, it'd probably be a bigger issue. I mean, she'll probably never get married. You know what I'm saying? Just cause the beginning. If I can tell you about the beginning, when I first moved here, I felt like Tiffany still kind of played both roles. You know what I'm saying? Like she didn't know if she wanted to be with me or she still want to talk to an old boy.
Right.
So it was like she talked to him every day. He called every day when I first moved here. He called
every day. That's a stretch.
Every day when I first moved here. Like at least he called 2 or 3 times, maybe 2 times a day, but he called almost every day.
Right.
Yeah,
it was often enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the thing is, he'll like you'll think he'll be more concerned about the kids, but he'll more concerned about who Tiffany with, like who is Tiffany house and with the kids, but he would never ask about the kids. So it got to a point that when I first moved here, Tiffany was very disrespectful. I think my first 4 years here was my worst years ever in my life.
Really? 4? That's a long time.
I mean, how long was that?
4? We did not stay in no episode no 4 years.
Well, I'm gonna say the first 2 or 3 years. I can say that.
I would say 2 at the max.
2. All right, I should say 2. What the worst year?
When it's hard, it multiplies.
It
when
does.
It's hard, it multiplies.
Yeah, well, man, I'm like the worst years of my life because I kind of feel like that. Tiffany, she didn't give me the respect, and she knew that I was out here with nobody, no family, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? The only thing I had was just a job at Target, and I ain't used to that. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of like, man, I was used to moving around a lot, and it was like now kind of confined to a space where to the point where Tiffany's so disrespectful, and she didn't care because she kept telling me like, well, he's the father, like, and if he want to call, he can call. But I'm telling her like, well, if he calling, why he ain't calling, asking about the kid? Why y'all talking on the phone a lot?
Yeah.
So it got to a point that the reason me and the kids bond are so connected, because when Tiffany used to leave, because when I used to tell her that, she used to just leave off. She got a habit of just leaving and just going off. She'll leave, and then the kids kind of formed a bond where I used to talk to him. But I ain't never talked to them about the relationship. I just talked to them, just had conversations. We just had conversations, and that we got to the point that if I go out the door, they crying because they want to know where I'm going because we connected like that.
Yeah.
We got to a point where, you know what I'm saying, like when they got older, they started asking like, man, if we started like showing them pictures of what's going on, and they went to asking like, what Tony was at?
Yeah.
Why Tony's
that
not
was
in
the
picture.
cutest thing. Kobe, I gave them their baby book, and they're like, Mom, why Tony not in these pictures?
Yeah, like where?
I kind of like explained it to them because I always wanted to make sure I didn't hide anything from my kids, because I think that as a parent, it's not my job to shelter them, because I can't shelter them from what's happening in the world and from reality. So I really wanted to make sure that they knew like the logistics and the technicalities of what the situation was. So we kind of explained. I said, well, you know, Tony isn't your biological dad. And Kobe said, well, Mom, does that mean I don't have Tony's blood? And I said, no, baby, you don't. Kobe said, well, how can I change that? I said, not unless you need a blood transfusion and Tony give you some blood, honey, and y'all back. Okay? But it was the cutest thing. And I know that even though it was hard for him, I do feel like God made that hardship a way for him to connect with Jada and Kobe, because he was the one sitting there. And I'm not gonna lie, I was still a little bit out there, probably conducting myself through pain and hurt of the relationship I let go of, but not letting go of it in a fashion where I let it go and didn't, it really held me to not be able to love Tony the way he needed to be loved and the way that he deserved to be loved. And I, you know, as I grew, I can see that now, and, you know, I apologize. And it kind of hurts me to hear him say that, but it's the reality of what it was. I was just fresh, a new teller at the bank, making good money. So I was going out with the girls at the bank all the time. That's when he said I was being disrespectful. So that was the time that he used to bond. He taught Jada and Kobe their name with his little fat finger, saying, Jada, you ain't got but 4 letters in your name, Jada. Taught him how to tie their shoes. So like, it was really a segment in their life where they needed that bond to bond with their dad. So God used that time, even though it was hurting him and, you know, teaching me something. It was a benefit to the kids. So
yeah, it was a benefit, but at the same time though, like I tell anybody, you know, like solve your issues when you're gonna bring your family together. Make sure all your issues are solved before y'all even connect with each other or even thinking about moving together. Because if not, you're gonna have issues like me and Tiffany. Like I love Tiffany. I still love Tiffany to death, but I really like show my affection and all that in the beginning. Mm-hmm. But Tiffany kind of pushed me so far to the edge, to the point that now
it's a struggle.
Now it's a struggle for me to give my affection to Tiffany, because I remember
Right.
what happened in the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
They still holding me hostage to that.
But she kind of like, she upset that I don't give her that affection.
Because how many years have I got to be like hostage to some things that we've worked through?
True, but at the same time,
I
kind of feel like she kind of feel like that I get all my love to Jalen Colby.
Oh, and I told him that so after that little 4 years of hardship, we started to be like, I started to see myself. And honestly, it does help when you have that network. You know how they say it takes a village. So I had one girlfriend that was my girlfriend. She knew of Tony. She hung around Tony a few times, but she was my girlfriend. I grew up with her. And I would always call her when Tony would make me mad. And so during that time where I was being disrespectful, I would call her and tell her about the situation. And she would be the only friend that checks me. So if you don't got a friend that's going to check you, then they don't need to be your friend. Because she would be like, Tip, now, I know you didn't tell him like you just told me. And I was like, yes, I did. Like, who he think he is? Like, I was smelling myself and thought I was all that in the bag of chips. And whatever he was feeling was not valid. So if it wasn't for her, then I don't think I would have been able to kind of turn it around and see myself and put myself in Tony's shoes. Mm-hmm. But if I can grow from that, I need him to grow from that and bring back that affection, because we have that conversation all the time as friends, because I tell him, I'm like, in a relationship, if we have open communication and everybody's communicative about their needs, and I'm telling you that I need something that you're not giving me, you can't be mad if I go up here and get it, or if the devil just put somebody there that's giving it. Like, you're not giving it, and I'm telling you I need it. So, one day he gonna stop holding me hostage and bring back his affection like his wife liked.
Keep that in prayer. And
yes, we keep that in prayer, girl, because the devil be at work all the time.
We'll be thankful for the day when God releases him from that, so that he can just be open.
Right.
Open it up, brother.
And part of that openness will come from trying every now and then. It doesn't have to be often.
Yeah.
Every now. Right. Try for once a quarter right now, once every 3 months, and then.
Yes, child, help him, child, because
it was hard.
It's still hard.
That's why I said once a quarter. But I mean, you have to, because even with changing anything, even if you have the intent to do something and then you start and you get to that point where it's like, you at least started, you made a plan. But if you're just gonna sit there like, well, one day it'll happen, and all you do is sit there, nothing is gonna happen. You have to at least have a plan for, and then go. And then eventually you'll get to a point where it's like, this is hurting me, but I'm gonna take a deep breath and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it this one time. I'm just doing it this one time. And then you've done it. And then you pick another one time to do it.
And I think like right now, I got better like as going, like him calling and doing what he's supposed to do with the kids. Mm-hmm. But my thing is like, it's still kind of slack. Like, he's still slack at times. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that bothers you.
And that bothers me. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't lie to them. Like, don't tell them that you're gonna do something and don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Because now I gotta pick up the slack, trying to make them get that comfort in them that you're missing. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that like you still have Tiffany, and you have a mom, you have a brother, that they'll keep reminding me that, well, he's the daddy, and I'm not going like.
Wait a minute. Why I gotta be included in that?
Cause y'all will remind me that.
I don't remind you.
Yes, you do. You know what I'm saying? Like Tiffany, I just feel like Tiffany don't like. She want me to take ownership of what I'm doing, but she'll never want to take ownership of that what she's doing. It's like she kind of forget what she say, and I be up there like, all right, I'm remembering it.
I hear you. I'm right there with you. And Tiffany, there's multiple ways to communicate something. You don't necessarily have to say something. Right. And you can still communicate that same thing, which I know you know.
Yes. But okay, to my defense, I try my best not to, because I know if you ask Jen and Kobe, if you look in their phone, look under dad, it's gonna be him. Like, that's solid right there. You got the foundation that he never created. He doesn't have a foundation with him that they remember. So in their minds, he's non-existent. So I don't know, to me it's foreign, because even if you are upset about somebody reminding you, to me it's just weird, because I'm like, you already have that foundation. And I told Tony, I'm just a mom that I don't necessarily, I love my husband, I care about my husband, I have feelings, all that good stuff. But when it comes down to the kids, I'm gonna choose these kids over Tony and over this biological dad, because I want the kids. You ain't gonna be blaming me, talking about some, you ain't tell me this, or you ain't tell me that, or I didn't give it to him real and raw. So I always tell him, like, whatever beef that you guys have, y'all need to figure that out, because it should be all about these children. Whatever it is that they need, whatever it is they want. And I don't necessarily feel like I should have to coddle these issues or these issues over here. I mean, because he has issues too.
But I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. But has it always been about the kids?
No, but that's what I'm saying. Why we gotta be talking about what
about the kids? You know what I'm saying?
But it is now. For me, it's always been about the kids.
Yeah, but it never was about the kids.
For me, it was
just like Tiffany, like she hold this. So 2 years ago when Avenger came out, Infinity, the last one, the one.
Oh yeah, tell me about this incident.
Okay, so this incident was I had planned a date for us to go to the movies. So I'm getting off work, like, all right, let's go to the movies. So Tiffany came with me with a bombshell. She's like, well, the baby daddy gonna go with us too. I said, huh? I said, nah. I'm not having no kumbaya or no campfire with no other dude with my family. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing? Right. But you know what I'm saying? I kind of understood what Tiffany was doing there after the fact. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because she was like, you know what? It's not about you. It ain't about both of y'all egos. It's about the kids.
Because it was the kids that told the baby dad. It wasn't Tiffany. So let's be very clear. I dropped the bombshell because I found out. And as soon as I found out, I let Tony know, because I'm like, oh shit, like this about to be uncomfortable. Like, you know, I just found out, because, you know, they have their own phones now. They communicate with him when and whenever they want to, if they do or not. And when I found out, I dropped the bombshell on him because he needs to know. Like, I didn't want to put him in an uncomfortable situation. But so homeboy drops me off with the kids. And he claims he's going to go park and lies to me in my face. And I felt it was a lie. Because I looked at him, I was like, you going to do what?
And I went home.
So he leaves us at the movies. So where is your wife at, child? You leave your wife with some other guy. That's what we doing now? So that's what I mean when I say it's not about what I want. Of course, I wouldn't want him to be there and impose on our date, but I'm not the one who told the man about it. So that was out of my control.
Right.
I would like to rewind just a little bit, because I want to be on my brother's side. Because from Tony's standpoint, his connection to you was first, just like my connection to her was first.
Right.
And, or from a man's standpoint, once that heart is on that sleeve and we connect with you, we actually connecting. So the power of words actually matter. So to you, it might mean nothing, but the fact that you're the one that said, well, that's the kid's daddy. He already knows. He's already operating every single day. So for the wife to be like the one he really loves, is connected to therefore remind him, it's like, doggone it. Really?
Exactly.
The family is cool. The family gonna do what the family gonna do. I ain't married to them. I ain't got to see them every day, but I'm with you every day, and we have this bond. We know what it is. So don't remind me, because you
gotta keep reminding me of the same thing I already know.
Yeah. So I got it from that, and so that's why I agreed. Like using different words to say what it is that you're trying to say is just be like, the kids want to spend time with their dad on this day. All right, I think we should, I think we should go see the movie, just the two of us, another day, or whatever the case may be, coming with that plan B.
Oh, no, I offered that.
Hold on.
We had
Before you go there.
Okay.
Oh. Where exactly did you hear that enlightening piece of information?
Just now.
Just now.
It was God.
Okay, for now, and see, I always make sure I'm trying to understand his point of view, because I know, unlike you guys both have blends that you're blending together. Well, over here is just Tony that's blending with me, and like you said, having to come with me and what I came with. So I do make sure that I'm trying to understand his point of view and his side. So we actually were about to be late to the movie, because after I told him, I was like, well, boo, what do you want to do? Like, I don't want to make you uncomfortable, because he did mention it. It's like, man, I don't really want to share my date, because even the kids were saying it. Like, we were having this whole family discussion, and I'm like, well, should we just postpone it, or we can let them go and me and you go see something else? He said, no, it's cool. And then get to the movie theater and say, forget it. So on your when you say what you say, and say what you mean when we're having that open discussion.
You know what? She's absolutely right. She's right.
Yeah, he's taking that sacrifice for the kids, because he ain't finna cancel it because the kids want to spend time with their dad, and he'd be the one, be the cause of it.
True.
So
true.
Yeah, and just like you said, you
Malcolm,
as a man.
Have you seen Malcolm and Marie? Have you seen
Not
that?
yet. Matter of fact, I want to watch it because you posted about it. I was like, man, it gotta be good.
So there's this one little scene. Well, I changed my mind. He changed his mind. He has the right to change his mind.
He got right to change his mind. Okay, but let me know then, because you can't have your heart on your sleeve and expect the wife to know that got this connection, and then you break the connection. Like it gotta go. It gotta be two-folded, honey. It's gotta reciprocate.
And you know what? And I get it. You know what I'm saying? And I take ownership of that. But what I need Tiffany to understand is that
you didn't take ownership because you never apologized. I'm still mad.
Well, I'm sorry.
That communication.
I'm just saying, because if I wouldn't have gone on a date with my damn baby daddy, then that would have been a whole different thing. But I didn't want to go on no date with my baby dad. I wanted to go on a date with my husband.
Tiffany, he's gonna apologize after this, okay?
Yeah, exactly. And I apologize for that. But the thing she needs to realize is that it took a long time for me to get to that point. To the point that, you know what I'm saying, where he can come around, pick up the kids. I even drop the kids off to him sometimes. You know what I'm saying? We came from California. But the disrespect that he did in the beginning was still in the back of my head. Like, man, this fool thought was a chump. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I should let him catch this fade real quick.
You gotta process your emotions to be able
process my emotions. So my emotions still is involved. Like, man, this fool really thought I was a chump. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I'm gonna let him catch this fade. But then again, I had to look at Janet Cope like, nah, I ain't gonna need to do your pops like that, because I'm your pops. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? But at the same time, though, I love Janet Cope so much to the point that I don't want them to see my ugly side. You know what I'm saying? I want them to see the nice guy, funny guy, keep them laughing. And you know what I'm saying? Just be positive, because they see the ugly side, they might look at me like, man, where did this brother come from? I don't know who this dude is.
Yeah.
So I really keep the peace.
Yeah, you never know what could set. So that's
exactly.
That's powerful. You never know what could this be like. Just, oh no, he did that, done. So now they're operating that they don't have a dad, biological or real dad.
Real dad, exactly.
So yeah, I feel you on that, because sometimes
and I think I kind of got selfish with it. You know what I'm saying? I kind of selfish with the kids, because I kind of feel like, you know what I'm saying, me growing up, I ain't never had no father. You know what I'm saying? Like me and my father now, we connected, but it's like we only like text message each other. Like we didn't really like just have a conversation, like talk to each other on the phone. Yeah. But we'll like text each other like funny stuff. Someday, I guess this a little breaking our ice thing going on right now.
Yeah.
But since I never have a father, and when I had the opportunity to be a father, you know what I'm saying, I want to do something that I ain't never had.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And me sharing, I was selfish. Like, I'm selfish with my kids.
Yeah.
So
how easy was it for you to like really accept them as your own, even though you actually biologically don't have your own, and having to process that emotion as well?
Like in the beginning, you know what I'm saying? It was in the beginning, it was like in preschool, so it was like a learning phase. Just to like, I'll get my feet wet, you know what I'm saying? Just see like how should I roll with the situation?
Mm-hmm.
How should I how to be a father? I used to call the homies and them back home, be like, hey, bro, hey, this daddy thing is kind of hard, you know what I'm saying? But they're like, you know what I'm saying? And the homies that had babies, they're like, no, it's easy. It's a process. They're like, where's the baby mama at? I'm like, man, she mad, she gone. You know what I'm saying? She doing her thing, you know?
Right.
But I guess me just being around them a lot and like teaching them, it was easy. I'm like, it was an easy process. I guess because they were so young, though, I was so easy because they learning from me and I'm learning from them.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
So the process was a whole lot easier.
So
but
did it get to the point where it blended to the fact that they're actually your kids, like your blood? So
it got to a point where I actually like believe these my blood.
Right.
Like, cause I kind of feel like I was with them every day.
Mm-hmm.
I knew where it was at. I knew their teachers. The teachers knew me. Like, I mean, all the events. Like, I ain't missing that. I ain't missing not one event either one of them ever did. You know what I'm saying? Like, I skip work and everything just go see what they need to do. And like, they phase when they see me, they knew I'm there. You know what I'm saying? They always see me there. And I to this day, I still want to do the same thing. I want them to see me at all their events, like the Chairs Day awards, their failures, whatever going on in their life. I want to be there. You know what I'm saying? To help them through it.
Yeah.
But like last year, you know what I'm saying? Me and Tiffany, we thought about having our own kids, but I kind of found out last year that I can't have kids. You know what I'm saying? I can't have kids for myself. So they kind of like threw like a monkey wrench in the thing too, cause like damn, like man, you know, I used to tell Tiffany like, man, I leave this earth, man, I ain't gonna have nobody. You know what I'm saying? Nobody think about me. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah.
But I got over it.
Okay, and I'm glad you said that, because why is it okay that in the very beginning, which is 2006, 2007, you still have not learned how to get that affection back that you used to give, yet from those years, even the hard years, Tony would always make me feel bad, because he would always tell me when he would get mad at me, I don't even think you want to have my baby. And mentally, I started processing that and making myself feel bad, because as a woman, it's freaking hard to carry children. Like, you could die. And I started and I've always had abnormal periods. So I started getting the dang period app. Let me see if I can get my period together so I'll know when I'm ovulating. And then I'm like, okay, we're gonna try. I have to have his baby so he'll know that I'm not intentionally not having his baby. So then we get to a point now where it's just like, so you've been blaming me all this time, making me feel like, and because it would come at the worst times, like, and he would say it just with hurt, and it was probably him just hurting me from when I hurt him. But why is it okay for you to hurt me, but yet still don't give me what I need from way back then? But I'm
because the saying is, hurt people, right?
Yes, hurt people. And just because, Tiffany, you are the person who's able to process through that hurt and move forward and do and be as if it never happened, doesn't mean he is.
Okay, but I need him to try harder.
Yeah, we're the opposite.
So and that's why, I mean, not to say that he isn't or hasn't tried, but that's why I said what I said about, you know, make a plan, because it's easy to always say, well, I'm trying, but if you
but that's what I'm saying. We gonna get to, well, I think I've gotten to the point where I don't want to try anymore, because I am the one who tries. I am the one who will bring home the cute little pre-wedding game that you play to get the intimacy and get the stuff going. I am the one who will be like, let's do our love languages and find out what they are. I am the person who's always giving these ideas, and I'm not the person who needs to be working on my affection. So at what point is it fair for the other person to be like, okay, I'm done waiting, hunty?
That's why I said for him to try. If you have all those things, Tony, one of those could be your first try. Okay, tonight.
I even brought these cute little tickets from when I went to Vegas with my sister-in-law, what, like 3 years ago now? Mm-hmm. And it's just like a cute little ticket where it says, on this day, the husband or the wife, and I bought him his own cards and my own cards, just to have something that's like, to do something, to like spark it up or something. So it's just like, that's not fair. You're holding me hostage for something that happened way long ago, yet your stuff is fresher than mine and I'm over it, yet where is the affection?
So, like I said, Tony, the gift card, whatever it is, can be a try number one. But hearing what Tiff has said, mm-hmm. How do you feel? What is that? What are you processing? Because I see you sitting back there.
Yeah,
I see the turning.
Before you answer, this has taken a huge twist.
Yeah. But it's still great.
But it's still good. It's still good.
Right.
Because even with blended families, before you answer, that's something that we want to talk about. But even the camaraderie of blending families and working through different challenges together is also like a bonus and a plus, because we really just want to, strengthen relationships. Mm-hmm. That's what we really want to do. We want to make sure we're keeping our eyes on the cross and making sure that God is giving us the power. So we got to go to Him.
I'll do this.
Yeah, power. Making sure that we're trying our best and going to the right people that are going to push us and give us the good advice to keep moving forward, because marriage is beautiful, but there are pitfalls in there. But as long as we're building and creating that ladder together to get out of it, that's what really matters. And so that's why I like, even though this is taking a little twist, but now we're here trying to help each other like get through stuff, because we ain't got to our stuff yet. That might be part two.
Really? With the